On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Hey y'all, it's Zeus. And this is Let's Play Satisfactory, where everything's made up and the leaves don't matter. That's right, the leaves are like any other flavor of Starburst that's not strawberry. Welcome back to the FICSIT Apprenticeship Program. Last episode, we left off doing our coal generator. Let's do a quick pan. You can't see it. We did our coal generator, and it looks gorgeous, fantastic. We have plenty of power, and we are now heading to the site of our smart elevator factory. I'm very happy to welcome you back. As you might be able to hear, you should be able to hear, as blatantly obvious, I am sick. I had been putting off this recording for too long, and I dare not tarry any longer. I am desperate to get our space elevator done so I can progress down the FICSIT approved milestones, and I am excited to continue. We are about to go. We are about to be at. I wonder if I put it on the map. I didn't. I know where I'm going. I don't need a map, said every man ever. We're gonna find our way there. I'm pretty sure I know where it is. There's a specific location I want to start the space elevator factory. And I guess while I'm headed there, I'm gonna explain the idea that I fell in love with for this space elevator. I had an idea. I wanted one place on the map where my space elevator parts were produced solely by themselves, trying as best as possible to not have to import or use other, I say import, to pull resources from any additional place. I wanted to try to have all the resources I needed for the space elevator factory where it was, right? That was the vision in my head that kept me up at night. And in a fever dream, I awoke. Is that Spider? What a great time. I'm talking. You can't hurt me in here, right? Ha! You suck. I awoke and had this idea. And my eyes in my dream were thrust into a giant blue crater. And I felt, as I woke in a sweat, I was pulled to a location on the map filled with promise, filled with exotic resources and exotic life forms. And here we are. This is going to be where our space elevator factory is. As I said, the goal of this space elevator factory is to have a singular place on the map that is just devoted to producing space elevator parts. As you can see, I was kind of here already. I ran through here just dropping power lines. I dare not get out of my car, or this is like when you're at a safari or something. Those people in their cars. If I get out, a lion's gonna snatch me. But I've been here before. I just wanted to drop a power line out here so I can already have power set up. And I'll probably, after this initial cut of me explaining the factory, and before I show you anything I built in the factory, I'm going to show you a spreadsheet. I think on the docket for this episode, I believe we have 3, maybe 4 parts. Maybe I'm wrong. It might actually even be 5. I'm not sure. But we got, actually I wonder if I can get my codex through here. I can't. Alright, I'm getting out. Oh, they found me. Alright, I'm just gonna stand here. Can they figure this out? I didn't think so. Cool, we're just gonna listen to them snorting and howling a little bit. The factory that basically the idea is gonna be to have individual buildings for each part, and then have it accumulate into and have it all sort of look like a city is what I was kind of hoping. We'll see how it goes. But the parts we're gonna have, and the other thing, I talked about this in my spreadsheet episode. If you haven't seen that, I made a bonus spreadsheet episode where I'm getting spitters on me. I should probably, all right, we're gonna fight. We're fighting. That was not a sword, that was a nut. Oh, I haven't beat things with this candy cane in a long time. All right, I have been practicing my esport game. All right, I don't have space. Perfect. The parts that we're going to be building for, I did talk about this in the spreadsheet episode. The goal is to have 5 parts a minute for each space elevator part. All right, that's the goal. So these factories are planned around that amount of production, and I'm going to show you this in the spreadsheet. But I wanted to let y'all know. We got smart plating. That's one building we got to do. We got versatile frameworks. That's a second building we got to do. Let's see. Next, automated wiring. We have to do that one. So that's 3. Is that it? Okay, I guess we're just doing 3. I want to make sure. I felt like we had an additional one, but I think I just was looking ahead. So we got 3 buildings. They're all relatively simple. You'll see in the spreadsheet. I don't really need to explain to... Oh, there you are. What is your deal, dude? This is... you're my bud now. We're going to hang out. I'm going to tame you right here, right now. Right here. Right now. Oh, this is a great... I love this view. Come and get me. Come and get me. Na-na-na-na, boo-boo. Okay. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna work on this factory. I'm gonna cut, and I'll probably bring you in. I'm now getting presents all over the place. I'll bring you in when I have done a little bit more work, and I'm also gonna show you the spreadsheet that I'm using for this build. So, adios. All right, it's still sick Zeus here, and we're gonna go through the spreadsheet. I'm excited for our what I was gonna call this something. Hold on. Welcome to In the Sheets with Zeus. I interrupt your regularly scheduled Let's Play for a worksheet display. I am working on the Space Elevator Factory today, and I wanted to quickly go through what this is all about. Let's see. First off, we're going to get 3 buildings in this episode. Automated wiring, versatile frameworks, smart plating. Goal, have 5 of each per minute. All right, easy to do. As you can see, we're doing this with very few buildings. In fact, I think... let's see, smart plating factory has 15 buildings. The versatile framework has 10, and the what is this, automated wiring has 16. Really easy. These are simple space elevator parts. This is not the case for the future parts, but let's go through it. Smart plating. I have messed this up already. All right. We are making 5 smart plating. Smart plating doesn't have any alternative recipes, at least none that are useful at the moment. I think there's one for a manufacturer, but I don't like it anyway. We got smart plating here. We have 1 underclocked, but we're gonna have 2 rotor producing machines, 1 at 25%. I guess I could do one of these at 50 and then one at 75, right? I don't know. Maybe I will do that. As you can see, rotors, it requires 2 a minute for 1 setup, so it's basically 1-to-1 for rotors and plates. So we're making 5 rotors and plates per, and we are making cast screws and iron rods and plates to fill out the rest. Really simple. This whole setup requires 116 iron ingots, and I think what I'll do is I'm going to have a smelter facility, probably close to the miner, that will immediately smelt ingots and stuff for the production buildings. So the smelting will be done separate from the production buildings is the plan. Here, I'm showing we need this many iron ingots. We're going to output this many smart plating, and cumulatively for the factory as a whole, we got that. This factory will use 137 power with 8 constructors, 7 assemblers. This is actually bigger than the other building here, mostly because of the assemblers, I think. Anyway, let's get to the versatile frameworks. Versatile frameworks were your first steel space elevator part. As you can see, for the versatile framework recipe we're using already is set to 5. So we're going to be making 5 with the one recipe anyway. It requires 30 steel beams, which is a little expensive, and some modular frames. We got a bolted frame recipe that makes 5, so we're going to half that and be good to go. And then steel beams make 15 apiece, so we're just going to have 2 of those recipes. And when you all know these recipes, they're extremely familiar and not that big a deal here. The iron demand from this is mostly for the modular frames and the steel beams. If you'll notice here that I'm just saying I need a steel ingot here. So I'm going to have a foundry set up next to the smelting setup, obviously. Probably close to coal is what we'll probably do. But the demand is for the ingot. It's not going to be for the coal. So I'll need this many iron ingots here and this many steel ingots here. Again, at this point in the factory build, we'll cumulatively be consuming this much iron, this much steel. So I need to keep that in mind. I specifically chose the blue crater because I know it has a ton of different variety of materials. So the only thing I think it's going to lack is copper, to be fair. Let's see here. This one requires less power. It's only 73 power usage. I'll say this too. This power, doing this power this way doesn't account for, say, it will not account for hypertubes. It will not account for lights. So just keep that aware. This is for the buildings alone. And if I drop down 100 lights in here, this is going to go up by a ton. So just keep that in mind. Automated wiring. This is a little bit more on the complex side. It requires 50 cable per, which is a lot of cable. On top of that, it requires it requires 5. I think it's 1-to-1 for stators to auto wiring. So we need 5 stators, and stators also take a bunch of wire. So we're eating into a bunch of wire. This will be our first dip into copper ingots in this area. I guess technically I could probably use the iron wire recipe here if I needed to, but we'll go ahead and use the copper ingots. Now, steel pipes are much less expensive on steel ingots, which is great. So we are not going to be consuming as much steel. But here are the cumulative demands of the factory at this moment. And after this is done, this whole factory is only going to be consuming 300 megawatts. So I might not initially put the lights in. I might put the lights in and turn the lights off at the coal factory, and we'll just like have a floating 1,000 megawatts of light power. We'll see. I don't know. But we'll. This is it. It's already been over 5 minutes, which is longer than what I want this to be. This is a spreadsheet. I'm going to try to put these in the description, so you feel free to download them and make adjustments if you're interested in seeing more of it, or maybe you want to tweak some numbers to see what kind of stuff you get. There's I was talking to, I think, Kip in the comments. His spreadsheets, I imagine, are probably a bit more on the more. He didn't even, I think he mentioned he used pen and paper, but these can be as complicated or as simple as you want. If you saw my coal generator spreadsheet, you'll see it can be very simple, and then you're basically just putting it on you to and after you make the spreadsheet to do all that work in the game, right? You can make this as complicated as you want. You can have ratios set up into here. You can have another commenter said that he puts a line in here for because when you overclock something, like this power count doesn't account for this being 75% clocked. You save a decent amount of power underclocking these machines. So the power demands aren't exactly perfect, and this is mostly used for me as like a ballpark. If I'm sitting on the line, or if I have like 1,000 megawatts free and I go into a build, I need to know if I'm going to use 1,200 on this build or if I'm using 800. You know, that's an important thing to understand. So this isn't perfect, and you can make this as detailed as you want. In fact, I'm going to show you some more detailed spreadsheets because I definitely get way more detailed than this. Another thing you can do is some people like to build out. There's a lot of tools you can use to build out these spreadsheets, to build out factories sort of like on the spreadsheet. This is not how I like to do it. Personally, I've tried building out my factory on paper or in a spreadsheet, and it's not as easy for me to conceptualize how I want it to look. This is mostly where I ended up getting stuck at in game, where I was just sitting here staring at numbers, and I didn't want to do that in game. I wanted to do the building in the game and do the planning outside of the game, and this is as much planning as I chose to do. And you are free to get deeper into this the more you do. And please share those with me. I think it's extremely interesting. I love these kind of things. This game brings a lot of, it makes doing this type of work fun. This is stuff that's right up my alley, and I find it enjoyable and entertaining. So please share with me stuff that you do too. I love it. Let me get going. This has been a long spreadsheet. I'm gonna come up with a stupid name for this segment, like "Welcome to the Sheets." You know, something stupid. I'm gonna cut this off, and hopefully you'll see my first factory building done. Thank you. All right, folks, welcome back. We have been busy, and I'm not gonna show you the space elevator build right this second. I'm gonna do a little detour and show you the new Doggo pen. I have neglected the doggos because I tried making a second doggo habitat. You know, more safe. This thing was well kitted out, and they still managed to get out. And my theory is that some reason having this natural land on top around with these like sort of structured buildings and stuff, I'm guessing they can phase through the floor. Oh, by the way, I'm still sick. Still getting over being sick. So bear with me. I'm gonna sound a little bit like I don't know, a toad that's stuck in your bike's, you know, wheels. But this didn't work. I had 4 doggos in here and they disappeared. I'm sorry, 5. And this, I know it. You can imagine this is something my 5-year-old daughter helped me put together. So this is the idea behind it, and she wanted to participate, and I can't help it. I'm a gamer dad, and I have to nurture that instinct in her. So we went and got a bunch of doggos. So I now have 14 doggos. They don't trust me because my soul left my body. But they're all here. In fact, now that I have so many, I've run into the issue where they've dropped off nuclear waste. If you're unaware, these doggos can pick up nuclear waste and bring it to you. And so I had to make this little sort of temporary setup where I take the waste, I run in here, I put it in this container, and it ships it off like all the way out to this island over here, far away from stuff I'm working on. So yeah, and the color is obviously, I let her pick the colors. And each of these doggos has a name. And I honestly, she's actually better at picking names of things than I am, and that's not even a little bit of a sarcastic remark. But yeah, this is where the doggos are for now. Unfortunately, the goal was to have them in their natural habitats, but I'm worried that for some reason the mesh of the world, like the actual land, is sort of conflicting, and for whatever reason they end up disappearing off it. So we're gonna have to make it on some solid structures. This isn't gonna be the final form of it either. This is just sort of temporary. I've been getting a lot of stuff from them. I like slugs and stuff like that are the main things. And I wanted to sort of buffer the jump cut from, and I'm pretty sure I did the spreadsheet portion of this episode too, so you should be seeing that as well. And also check the description, because I will also be keeping a spreadsheet there. I'm thinking of possibly just having a spreadsheet for this Let's Play and just having tabs for the different builds so that it's just one document I can keep linking over and over again and just update it. So we'll see. But I'm gonna cut now. I just wanted to show you the update on the Doggo situation. I haven't given up on them, but they have been a hassle. I love them, but they've been a hassle. Let me show you too. I'm recording this, I think, on the 27th of December, and I've gotten through my advent calendar. I've got some cool things. I did not know this, but you can get a superposition oscillator and a quantum computer. Like, that's pretty crazy. I think I used to find crash sites that required this, and was never been able to do that. Never been able to put those in. So now I can get those hard drives if I want. But we finished this. It's been fun. I have a factory still over there, just sort of milling away, idling, and it's basically done. That's all I'm gonna do. One thing I'm probably gonna do at some point when I have some time is to deck out this little platform I have out here. I want to have like rows of candy canes and lights and stuff. So we'll probably do that before everything's done and over with. But right now we're gonna cut. I'm gonna take you over to the space elevator factory, and we'll take a look. We're gonna turn it on with you, and we'll do the whole shebang where we get. Where we do some diagnosing and walk through the beginning stages of turning on a factory. So, I'm gonna cut. Bye. All right, welcome back to the Blue Crater, the site of our space elevator, and I am very happy. Let me do a preface real quick. This factory is not gonna be like the starter factory in a couple ways, but the main way is that the space elevator factory will be evolving and changing and adapting as we move through our tiers and our progression. Our starter base is in a state where we can basically finalize a lot of the details and get into the details and make it super nice and polished without worrying about having to tear a bunch of it down. And I hate doing that. I hate doing a bunch of work on something and then just having to tear it down to upgrade something. So the preface is that this is not totally complete. I've got through some of the base foundational aspects of this base, and I'm sort of missing out on some detail, and I'm missing out on future factory production. So I'll go into that, but I want to give you a heads up. Not everything is polished. In fact, it's a good opportunity for me to maybe get your feedback on some of the parts that I do like and maybe want to expand on those ideas. So you can let me know in the comments. But ta-da! This is the space elevator. I have it sort of up on top of the lake with these long platforms going up from each sort of cardinal direction. Actually, they're technically northeast, southwest, all that. And what the plan is like you can see over there, that's not completely done. I'm going to have factories on the edges, and they're going to convey the space elevator parts up these lifts, and you might not be able to see it, but there's conveyor belts underneath these ramps, as well as power, and it goes all the way around, which is exciting. Let's see. Oh, missed a... and so as you can see, I've done some. This is the most detailed portion of this. So if you're gonna judge this build part, judge it on this. This part's not done. I haven't shaved down those into angles, and I haven't pulled up the rails perfectly. And then this is going to be a bit thicker on the bottom because that looks super, thin. And I might have some like angular part coming up. I don't know. But that's what this is. Let's get back down to the bottom. Let's see. Don't die. Got nuts. Let's eat them. I mean, I'm right by water, so let's just do this. Perfect. I'm going to show you the other part of this, too, that's extremely work in progress, and it's actually super temporary. This is where I sort of set up. I put a bunch of supplies over here. And then here I just have a platform to smelt. I'm going to have one sort of factory section for smelting the ingots, for smelting sort of raw materials into ready to be used materials. So that's what this is. And at the moment, I'm only having to tap it. That's one thing I got. I need to update my spreadsheet. I didn't include this. But basically, I have 3 miners running. I have a copper, a coal, and an iron. The iron is pulling 270, I believe. Copper's pulling 140, and this is pulling 95. But they all are doing the things they need to do. We got 3 foundries for steel. We got 9 smelters for iron. I had to get a little extra iron in here. So we have a foundry doing the iron alloy ingot. I'll never use this. It turns out it was very useful in this situation. And I'm gonna get a little extra iron that I need. And then this is our copper, which is just 4 smelters. And all of these are at 100% except for I think this is at 20, or is at 35%. There's one over here at 33%. Everything else should be running pretty good. Anyway, there's 3 miners over there. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna get ready to turn this on. I'm not totally ready to do that right this second, so I'm gonna do a little bit of a jump cut. But I'm gonna get all this stuff powered up, ready to go, and we'll run through a little bit of diagnosis. Me running around trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. So. That's going to be the plan at the moment, and I'll cut, and maybe I need to do, I'll cut here anyway. I'm going to show you sort of the inner workings of the factory before I turn it on. So I'm going to drive over there, and is there anything I want to talk about before I cut? I guess I'll give you, I just want to let you know, I just had some time to record today. Me and the family have been sick, and so it's been sort of not a great time to record or do some vocal recording. And they just went out for a little bit, so I'm doing a little bit of a recording, and that's why this isn't as done. This isn't completely laziness that I'm not finished. There's actual reasons for why it's not totally done yet. I have a second now, and I wanted to try to get this part of the video out of the way. I love this wall. This is sort of the idea I want to go for. This is the 3 space elevator parts we are working on. And so if we go in here, this is actually the back of the factory. But if you go in here, I have a little bit of a back door. It's super plain. And it'll take you to the front of the factory, which is a little bit like this. This kind of almost looks like a school. I don't know. This factory is owned by FICSIT Apprenticeship Program. And we got to be quiet and courteous to the machines because they work very hard in here. And inside is my production. I'm trying to get more signs in. So upstairs is automated wiring. On this left side, we got versatile frame production, and on this right side, we have smart plate production. And we actually start at the end of the production. So I want to go through it a little bit more linearly with you. I got lights. I'm putting lights in like y'all asked. In here, we got, I'm gonna try to do this. This section here is glassed off. It's got, this side of the production is doing 25 iron rods a minute, and this is doing 30 iron plates a minute. The iron plates get sent to, iron plates get sent later, and then these 4 do screws, 185 per minute. Then they all move over this way. The rods and screws go to rotors, and the screws and plates go to reinforced plates, 5 a minute, 5 a minute. That's the recipe for our smart plating. So here we have our smart plating production at 5 a minute, which is the goal of the Space Elevator Factory, is to have each part made at 5 a minute. It gets made, it comes through here, it goes through a smart splitter, and is determined to be overflow or a smart plate. Smart plate goes in here, and then it goes out of the factory, and I'll show you all that. And then otherwise it gets synced. All right, that is our smart plate production. This side, we got screws, 115 a minute. Iron plates, 22.5 a minute. I believe this is our versatile framework production. So those get used to make, the plates and the screws get used to make reinforced plates. And the reinforced plates and screws go in to make modular frames. And the modular frames get sent straight to the versatile frames. And then our steel beams at 30 a minute are being made here. Let's see. So the steel beams have to get sent to the versatile frame as well. It's only one assembler because this recipe does 5 a minute. And then the same thing, sink or store, save or sink, and it gets sent out to the space elevator. So let's go to the second floor. And we have a little bit of a different, this whole floor is dedicated to the automated wiring. I believe this is the end production. Yeah, so this is the start. We have 8 constructors in here, all making wire. Basically, we didn't need copper in this factory until this section. And it's all wire, and it's all going to cables, and it's all going to stators. So there's 5 stators being made here. And we got 15 pipes made here, and then 100 cable. Automated wiring takes a ton of cable. And automated wiring needs 2 assemblers working at 100% to get the automated wiring. And they'll come in and do the save sync store on this side. And that's it. I'm gonna get cut in here in a sec. I'm gonna hook up the power. And then, oh wait, let me show you real quick because I'm not going to follow it. I want to show you where the resources come and go. This is, I'm pretty proud of myself because I really don't like having a bunch of stuff just like out in the open. So I like to try to disguise a little bit of my moving my conveyor belts. So on one side we got parts coming in. And on one side, we got parts coming out. I believe this is going out. So this is 5 smart plates, 5 versatile frames, 5 automated wiring. And here is like, our steel ingots, our copper ingots, our iron ingots. And they get sent through to the construction. So let's get down here. Excuse me. As you can see, we got power coming in from this way. But they come into here. Oh, I shouldn't have jumped all the way down, shouldn't I? And then they come up here. Get up there. There we go. And they get set up, put on these conveyors. I should probably go on the other ones. And we are now under that long platform. Oh yeah, excuse some of this. I just let it clip. But it goes under this tall platform. So these are the parts that go to the space elevator. And so if you just follow these belts up, you'll see that they get up into that center platform on the space elevator and go straight into the space elevator docks. This is that was a lot of conveyor belts we had to use. Let's climb up here. I can do this. All right. And they come up here. Now, I hadn't turned it on yet. And what I'll do is I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm just going to leave this running for a bit while I try to gussy up the place, you know what I mean? So let me cut. I got to run some wire, and then I have to run these conveyors. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to show y'all me turning the factory on, and we'll get this started. Hold on one sec. All right, folks, we're back. I have done some work, and I think I should be seeing a bunch of raw materials coming out. And I want to beg my forgiveness for the Piscetti here. Like I said, this area is going to change a ton. It is going to, like, I'm going to make I got to make a production area for the ore, you know, in the space elevator factory. And so this area in particular will be changing a ton. So I really didn't want to try to lay down some firm foundations here. You know, I didn't want to do that just to have all of it change immediately. It's one of the things I dislike doing in this game is making a build and then having to watch and then immediately finding something different to do with it and immediately deleting all of my work, mostly because my time is fairly valuable, or sparse, I should say, not necessarily valuable. We are doing good. I haven't seen any steel yet. Haven't seen any steel yet. There we go. All right, cool. And I think I've seen every light on. And we're doing a lot of manifold stuff here. The only place I did some load balancing was over here. And that's because it's really easy to load balance 9 things. And this is extremely temporary as well. I just want to get these space elevator parts going. And so that's what this is about. So we'll follow this all the way back to the factory. And we're going to make sure the stuff is working the way it's supposed to. It's going to take a bit, and in all honesty, you might not see the full sort of diagnosis, but I want to at least see one space elevator part for each part come out. And I'll call that a success. And what the plan is as soon as I'm done recording with y'all, I'm going to gussy up the place a little bit more, and that way I'll let my space elevator parts sort of run and accumulate. And next time I'll be talking to y'all will be next episode, and we're gonna do a bunch of live building because we will be getting into some new tiers of production. So we'll be doing a lot of stuff where I'll be live building, live talking with you. And we'll be checking out all the new goodies we get in tiers. I think it's 5 and 6, maybe. I don't know. I don't expect we're here yet. By the way, I have lights in all of these rooms, and I have little service entrances. So we have some lights. And all of these parts come out in the floor, and you know, I fell in love with this idea, right, of like this super enclosed factory, and you just walk in and you're not even seeing the full machinery. You're seeing it through like windows and just seeing it in little parts. And I saw it in one of Coffee Stain's Studios sort of demos of some parts or something. And I loved it. And I'm trying to recreate that here. And I'm in love with this gold glow of light. I love this light. It reminds me a lot of the street lights that I got around my house. And I'm so about it. You can... I wanted to make sure if you let me know what you think, but this is the color scheme I got here, and I just love it. I think this, especially with the brown, it just feels different in a nice way. And honestly, I was kind of not wanting to do brown in this factory. I wanted to do I wanted it to be a different color, but I couldn't. That's one thing I'm really bad. Maybe y'all let me know in the comments if there's interesting color schemes that you know of. I unfortunately don't know a lot of good color schemes, and I fell in love with this brown, and so I was like, I'll just use the brown until I get better options. So I know there was one color I saw before. It was like this, almost like this teal or cobalt looking color, and it was beautiful. Let's see. I doubt I'm going to have much going in here. Like I said, we are manifolded a lot in this build. So you're going to see a lot of... And, you know, it just takes a bit for all the parts to sort of saturate in the machines when it does that. So... I don't know. What's the plan? What do I want to do? Well, all four of these are working. Maybe if I go through here and don't see a lot working, I'll probably just cut. Well, we're getting some stuff. Let's just see. We'll see how far into a space elevator part we are. These are all smart elevators, or smart plates. Ain't got nothing. Ain't got nothing. It's too early. It's just too early. I love this song. This is a good one. I feel like I should definitely have... Come on, steel beams. You're taking forever. Maybe that's part of the problem too, is I don't... I know a lot of people like to use like just the max belt on everything, and I prefer to use the belt that of the throughput. So like if I only need 60 throughput, that's all I put on there. I'm not putting on extra. I do like this. This is looking exactly the way I wanted it to. You're just kind of peeking in and seeing parts go in and go out. I love it. What's this one making again? I feel like this is supposed to make iron plates. Let's see. Rods are getting a little bit more saturated, which is good. All this is working. This, I feel like, has not worked at all. This has got to be late in the manifold. The one thing I don't like about manifolds is that a lot of times they can create like this backup of materials, which I am not a fan of, and it does not look good on the belts. So what you end up having to do is go in and snatch large stacks of backed up parts. See, like I should be getting... I don't have any screws in here, and I definitely need way more screws. And I believe they come from here, and they just hadn't gotten going yet. But here's what I think I might do just to make this go just a tad bit faster, so I'm not just staring at empty machines. I'll probably cut, and at the first sign of a space elevator part being made, I'm going to come back with you, and we'll watch it together. So I'm gonna cut. Bye bye. You know what? I'm bringing you back here now. I just went into the Gutty Works, and I want to show you a little bit of sort of the mess that is the underbelly of this machine. This factory. We'll We have our steel coming in, and I'm mostly just looking for parts backing up on belts. So here's obviously the input. Steel, iron, and copper. I think technically we have 90. No, I'm sorry. We have 120 steel coming in. Oh, I got a sign I didn't get rid of. And let's see. See, some of this I just don't need anymore. Free resources. But this is the bottom floor, and you'll see the problem with manifold, right? Is here we got all this iron, like it's split here, but all this iron fills up. See, like, look, it's gonna fill up and back up these belts as they, you know, as they come in. So I have to wait on a bunch of belts to back up before it gets to 100% efficiency. So it just takes a little bit longer to get to the final result. And in fact, we didn't do this. What was the other place I did this? The coal factory. You didn't see this because I kind of turned the coal factory on without you. And so you didn't get to see this part. But you basically just let it run for a bit. And you don't worry too much about checking on it until a little bit later when everything's pretty much saturated. See, look, there's some steel parts here that are backing up, which means that we're saturating our steel production, which is good. Oh, well, I don't know. There we go. But yeah, this is what I don't like about manifolds, and it's this. It's the parts sitting still on the belts. But I was like totally fine with this. In the space elevator factory because honestly we're gonna start getting into some big numbers with some of these space elevator parts, and I didn't want to deal with that. Let's see, am I on the top floor? Let's double check the bottom. Like I said, nothing's backing up here yet, which is good. Basically nothing should ever back up here on this. I don't think I'm making too many. I might be making a tad bit more iron than I need to, and that was only because I just dropped on a foundry for the alloy ingot. Let's take a quick peek. Oh, and I'm gonna show you what I did for the space elevator parts in particular. Each of these lines here are right here. These three lines are the space elevator parts, and they go this way and then they go out. They go on these conveyors and out, and they before they will back up into the space elevator and all along this belt, right? They back up when they get full, right? Back up all the way into these containers, and they'll back up and fill these containers, which is important. And then they back up all the way to the sinks, where at that point we just end up sinking the space elevator parts, which give you a hefty amount of points. But the reason that we're backing up into these bins, those bins over there, is because later on in the space elevator progression, I think we need a ton of like automated wiring, or it's like a ton of the versatile frameworks. So having a bunch backed up into a container is helpful, because it means that I don't have to produce so much. See, look at this, backing up on cables, but we're low on stators. There's our stator, and it hasn't gotten anything. Needs steel pipes. I'm gonna take a break real quick. All right. Had to go help my family out, and I left this running. So we should... Hey! Look at that. Look at that. We are getting there. That was one automated wiring going. Let's take a look, see, and then I'll go follow my belt up, and we'll end it at the tippity top tip of the space elevator factory. There we go. Smart plating. Make sure you're going out the right way. Yep. And then versatile frames. Look at this. Oh, man, I'm so excited. Oh, finally I'm so ready to get to the next tiers, guys. Normally, when I'm not doing a Let's Play, I like blast through these tiers. And I didn't want to do that because this is, you know, an apprenticeship program. I want to show what's happening. So, here we are. Taking our time, trying to do it right. And I'm super, super happy that we got some space elevator parts coming out of the factory. Let's follow them. Where are you at? Oh, I'm so excited. All right, we're versatile frames are apparently in the lead. I bet I can just jump like that. This is what we're gonna do. This is how. I don't know why I'm bothering. Let's just go around. Come on. I got too excited. Let's just go the normal way. I can just pop down from here, I believe. There we are. All right. Cool. Yeah, there was this giant weird mushroom thing, and I didn't want it to mess up my stuff, so I just went straight through it. Let's see, we got automated wiring, versatile frames. Oh, yeah. Oh, snap. It's happening. It's happening. Oh, man, I'm so excited. You know what else I'm excited about? Of doing some more live sort of commentary stuff. Like, we're gonna get into the next tiers, and I'm gonna be, you know, getting to sort of experience all of it with you, and I'm excited to get that started. I probably won't be starting that right away. Oh my gosh. Guy, let's go! Okay. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Already. Fantastic. Fantastic. This game's amazing. I love you, Coffee Stain, for this game. Thank you. Man, so this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the end of the episode. I apologize again for being sick. I just can't, you know, I don't like... if I didn't try to do a recording when I was sick, I feel like I'd fall behind, and I did. And I had so much I wanted to do. We're still in like the relatively early game. I mean, I don't consider us getting to the mid game until we complete this next space elevator phase. So I am so ready to get this next phase started. And I'm gonna go ahead and reiterate, this space elevator factory is something that we will be coming back to this. We are not leaving this. For example, we are probably not going back to our coal generator. It's basically done. We're not going to be going back to our a starter base factory other than for little supplies and stuff, because we're done. But this factory, we will be coming back to this in several occasions. It's a very large factory. It will be a huge piece of infrastructure on this planet. So don't be discouraged if you don't like all the Pescetti. I don't blame you. I don't like it either. But it's going to change. It's not going to stay the same, and we are going to improve it. And so that's what this episode was all about. Space Elevator is done. We have created our factory. We will be next episode. I'm gonna come back to you when this space elevator is full of sweet space part goodness, and we will be getting immediately into the next milestones. I have a list of things I know I want to work on, and I'm ready to get that started. So expect that to be our next episode. It won't be this. You know, talk about a build, then build the build, and then show a walkthrough of the build. It's going to be us exploring the new milestones that we have with our space elevator factory, or with our tiers 5 and 6 open. So Really excited. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And if you appreciate it, please go into the comments. Let me know. Put a like on hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. It's super helpful. Let me know how I'm doing. I'm excited to be doing this. And I'm excited to... We have been doing well, and I'm ready to continue to do well. And in order to continue to do so, I need feedback. So please, when you can, please do. I want to know, like, for example, I love this. This is, I think, going to be the final form of these sort of 4 arms up to the space elevator. Let me know what you think. Obviously, some of this stuff, obviously, it's not going to look like that the whole way. It's going to look a little bit more like this. And I kind of like this, you know? And I struggle with big buildings. Let me know what you think of this huge building. I still obviously have some stuff to work on. But I struggle with these big buildings. And because I end up just making them look like gigantic boxes. And I suck at the buildings. Let me know. Please go in the comments. Let me know. I love talking to y'all. I'm going to be... There's not really much going to change as far as like programming and stuff. We're going to continue Satisfactory. I had thoughts about maybe doing another... starting up a Minecraft Let's Play for 1.18. But that's probably going to get pushed to when 1.19 starts. So we'll be sticking with Satisfactory as long as possible. And I'm not putting this game down not till we are done. And I am excited and I'm happy for you guys to be watching. Love y'all. Thank you very much for watching. Well, that's it. It's over. Bye.